Hi, Glenn Phillips here with Lake Homes Realty and LakeHomes.com. So if you're thinking about buying a lake home or you're thinking about selling your lake home, today I'm going to talk to you about something that's kind of nerdy, but it's really important, and that is preparing for 4 risks related to appraisals for lake homes. So in many cases, over half our transactions across the country, there's not necessarily an appraisal because it's a cash transaction. And many buyers don't necessarily, when they're doing cash, even get that appraisal. They're happy with that selection and they're doing that. But particularly if you're getting a mortgage or you're selling a home and your buyers are bringing in mortgages, the appraisal can come into a bigger role than it had because the market has changed. So let's talk about these 4 appraisal risks. All right. So number 1, the appraiser lacks lake real estate experience. This can be a big problem because at the lake, the property itself is a disproportionate value of the house. So a home in a suburb that may be worth $350,000, if you get to the lake, you may get a $200,000 similar home on that $150,000 lot. The lots really make a big difference, and not all appraisers understand that. And around the lake, those lots vary wildly based on the water. So I'm going to tell you how to manage that risk in a second, but I want to talk about point number 2, and that is the inflexible appraiser who just, they've appraised it and this is what it is. So one way to manage the first 2 risks is an agent who perhaps will go ahead and provide comps to the appraiser, not to inappropriately skew them, but during the real estate bust of '09, the appraisal industry was turned on its head, and now the people who are still working in this industry are often very time constrained. They may be under an agreement where they're traveling in areas they don't know, and the tools they normally use to get comparables are really distorted when you get into a lake environment. So the agent can kind of help that appraiser get a head start, help lessen the burden, and still get a good quality appraisal. Now, number 3 on my appraisal risk is a big deal, and this is the speed of the market has meant we've seen, with particularly since March of 2020, this surge, this creeping up of prices and competitive bids because of low inventory and high demand of lake real estate. And in this case, the comps don't always keep up for the appraiser to use. So people are willing to pay the price, but there's no comp to support it because these prices are so new. Over time, there'll be more transactions, but hey, there are not many transactions happening at some of these lakes. Now, the idea may be, well, the home should be worth what I'm willing to pay for it. But if you're getting a mortgage, you're not buying the home. You're asking the bank to buy the home, and that's why they're concerned with that appraisal. And let's be honest, the banks have some concern of getting trapped in homes with very much, 2021 is going to have a lot of economic uncertainty, and they don't want to get stuck in a property that, yes, it was enthusiasm that drove that price up, but that enthusiasm could wane. Number 4 of my appraisal risk, and that is the appraisal comes in way too low. And this is really related to the first 3 points I made. So how can you de-risk the appraisal being too low? You agree on a price, everybody's happy, the appraisal comes in $20,000 or $30,000 or $40,000 lower than what everybody agreed on the price. One way, if you can do so, is to be sure that in your offer you want to de-risk the deal, and you make a promise that if the appraisal comes in low, you'll make up the difference or a portion of the difference. Now, I think a lot of home buyers just go, well, if it appraises lower, the seller has to drop their price. Lake property is discretionary. No one has to drop their price. Many of these people have the opportunity to stay in that lake home and use it and enjoy it. So don't count on that. Also, once you come back and say, well, the appraisal came in low, I had this as a contingency, I'm not going to pay that amount, but I'll make another offer. You're in complete negotiation. You have no contract. And at that point, they can go get an offer from someone else. You're on the outside looking in. So these are my 4 risks and ways to adapt for these, whether you're a buyer or seller of a lake home. I hope this has been helpful. Be sure to go to LakeHomes.com. We've got lots of great articles, more videos like this, as well as tens of thousands of lake homes and lots for sale across the country. You can also seek out our agents. They're local lake experts. They're licensed with us. They're not some disparate chain of folks. They really work with us, and we're focused on knowing how to help you navigate buying and selling this property to get you the best deal. Thank you and have a great day. For more information, be sure to check out LakeHomes.com.